We all hope to stay healthy, but the truth is, that's not always the case. Many people deal with serious or minor health problems, and I'm one of them. I wish it weren't true, but I have to learn to live with it. Is it too much to ask my husband to understand what I'm going through? My name is Emily. I'm 29 and I work full-time. It's been 3 years since my husband, Jack, and I got married. Our relationship is generally good, except for one thing. Hey, Emily, wake up. I opened my eyes and saw Jack's face right in front of mine. What happened? You fainted out of nowhere. I still felt dizzy as I tried to sit up. I'm used to this feeling. I have low blood pressure and deal with a condition that makes me feel weak. It can happen even when I'm cooking, so I'm usually extra careful when I'm near the stove. I remembered I was peeling potatoes when I passed out. I felt a chill at the thought of having fainted while holding a knife. What the heck were you doing? Shouldn't he have been more worried? Jack never really understood my condition, even though I've explained it to him many times. He didn't care, and it seemed like he was annoyed. I didn't want him to worry too much, but just a little concern from him would have been nice. Was I asking for too much? We met at work. It wasn't a whirlwind romance, but we were in love. Is it normal for things to change after marriage? We got together because of my health condition. I felt dizzy and fainted once while talking to a colleague at work. Jack helped me, and that was how we started dating. But after we got married, he stopped caring. In fact, he seemed to care less. Jack thought my condition was just a form of anemia, so he told me to take iron supplements and eat more liver. He didn't realize it was a more serious problem. Even if I explained it again, I knew he wouldn't listen. It didn't bother me as much anymore that he didn't care, but he seemed frustrated by it. I'm not hungry, I'm going out. Why? I'll be ready in a minute. I don't feel like eating. How could someone who faints just from peeling potatoes not feel worse than you? I'm leaving. Wait, can you grab that meat, please? I sighed as I looked at the potatoes. This was a usual situation. Whenever I had symptoms, Jack would make up an excuse to go out and stay away for hours. But that day, he didn't come back until the next morning. It wasn't just going out. I started to feel anxious. One day, Jack said he had something important to tell me. What is it? I'm taking my parents to Puerto Rico for the long holiday. Wow, that sounds amazing. I clapped my hands in excitement. We'd never taken a trip together after getting married. It felt a little awkward to go with my in-laws, but we had a good relationship, so it could be fun. I started imagining clear oceans and sandy beaches, but then Jack said, "Don't get your hopes up." I gave him a confused look. What do you mean? I'm going with my parents and you're staying home. Why? I was shocked by his response. Why should I stay home? You know you're not well, right? You pass out just by standing for a while. You can't even enjoy sightseeing. We'll have more fun without you there. My symptoms aren't that bad. You're exaggerating. I'm just being honest. My parents agree too, so you're staying. What? It's already decided. I've booked a hotel for 3. I didn't know what to say as I watched him walk out. I was left alone again while he packed for his trip. I thought about protesting to his parents, but I didn't want to cause trouble with them. Even though they seemed to be trying to ruin our relationship, I couldn't bring myself to confront them. The truth is, standing for too long makes me faint. I never know when it's going to happen, and it's hard to predict the symptoms. I guess I would have been a burden on their holiday, so I decided to let it go. While I sat there thinking, I suddenly started feeling dizzy again. Too late, my vision started spinning, and I worried about the sharp objects around me before I fainted again. Hey, Emily, wake up. I felt something nudging me, and then I heard Jack's voice. I realized I was lying on the floor. I opened my eyes and saw Jack standing over me. Jack. Oh my God, this is enough. How many times are you going to pass out? Ouch. Stop. You didn't seem like you were waking up, so I helped you. Be thankful. He pointed at me with his foot. Even though he wasn't kicking me, I couldn't believe he was doing that. I tried to get up, but I still felt dizzy and sick. I couldn't stand up. I feel really sick. I lay back on the floor, and Jack clicked his tongue in frustration. No, I didn't need him to act like that. I was upset, but I couldn't find the energy to argue with him. What's next, Jack? I'm leaving now. Be good. I'll be mad if I come home and the house is a mess. No care or concern at all. Huh? You're leaving? You know I'm supposed to go on a trip. My flight's soon. I need to leave now. Wait, help me get to the bed. At least help me. I feel like I'm going to throw up. No way. Stop acting like a baby. You're just dizzy. You still have time to catch your flight, right? You can manage. He didn't care about my unspoken protest and just walked out. I lay there, staring at the door as it closed behind him. Unbelievable. That's awful. Are you mad? Of course I am. What do you think? I planned to talk to my friend the next day. She was shocked and upset too. Anyone would have thought it was terrible after Jack laughed. I managed to get up on my own, but I cried thinking about what he said. I had been feeling mistreated, but this was the worst. My friend's sympathy didn't help much though. What was I going to do? I felt stressed, and to calm my nerves, I had a drink alone that night. Then I saw the name on the screen and was shocked. It was my father-in-law. He was supposed to be with Jack on the trip. Had something happened to him? I quickly sobered up and answered the phone in panic. Hello? Hey, Emily. Sorry to call so late, he said, speaking slowly. No, it's okay. Is everything all right? It's a bit sudden. His next words left me stunned. The next day, my phone kept vibrating in the quiet room. It was Jack calling. Hey, Emily, how's it going? It's sunny and amazing here. Have you been good? His cheerful tone irritated me. I imagined him smiling smugly on the other side of the phone. I'm busy right now. What do you want? Why, you sound upset. Are you mad because I left you behind? I'll get you a souvenir. What do you want? I sighed deeply at his carefree attitude. I said I'm busy. I'm at your mother's wake right now, so let's talk later. What? There was a long silence before he finally responded. His stupidity annoyed me even more. I said I'm at your mother's wake. Huh? Wait, what? Right. I was at my mother-in-law's wake. I know it's a shock, right? You're supposed to be with her in Puerto Rico. It can't be her wake. It's strange, right? Your dad is here too. It's unbelievable, but it's all true. With that, I hung up and turned off my phone. The wake continued peacefully, and it was a real eye-opener. Mom, what are you wearing? Jack showed up, yelling when his family and relatives were having dinner. I had to comment on his appearance. He was wearing a bright blue Hawaiian shirt. The way he looked, like he had just come from a tropical island, was met with cold stares. Why would you come to your mother's wake dressed like that? What? Oh well, I couldn't change after the flight. My phone was off, so he called his father. He rushed back once he got the details, but didn't think to change his clothes. Never mind. What's going on? You heard your mother passed away. It was last night. My father-in-law, who was supposedly with Jack, called me. Oh, Emily, sorry to bother you so late, he said, his voice slow. It's a bit sudden, but my wife just passed away. I dropped my drink in shock. The liquid spilled on the floor, but I couldn't move. She suddenly collapsed this morning. I called an ambulance, but she didn't make it. The cause of death was a heart attack. I couldn't believe it. She had looked healthy. I thought she lived for years. I couldn't wrap my head around it. She was supposed to be with Jack. I can't believe it. You're cheating on me? What? Jack froze at my words. I didn't need to say more. Someone else spoke up. You idiot, you lied and went on vacation with your girlfriend. Dad, what do you mean? I was disgusted by how he acted, and I said, guess what? You left all the evidence at home. You thought I wouldn't find it. After the call with my in-laws, I went through your things, and surprise, I found millions of pieces of proof. There were strange transactions on his credit card, hotel receipts, and tons of photos of him with his girlfriend on his computer. The trip confirmation showed that there were only 2 guests listed instead of 3. And why are you posting pictures of you and your girlfriend on social media? What were you thinking? He posted pictures during the trip. He wasn't stupid enough to post them together, but her reflection was clearly visible in the window. What an idiot. Thanks for leaving proof. I have no affection for someone who let me down while I was sick. I can divorce without any regrets. The divorce, wait, it's not what you think. It's not. What isn't? It's just cheating, right? No, it's not. He couldn't say anything else. Just go back to Puerto Rico. She's waiting for you, right? I rolled my eyes. He kept pleading, but he was silenced by a certain roar. You fool. You're a disgrace to the family. Wait, what are you doing here? Why wouldn't I be? At my sister-in-law's wake, the one scolding him was Jack's uncle, my father-in-law's brother. At that moment, Jack finally realized that not only his dad and I, but the entire family was surrounding him. Wait, it's a misunderstanding. What do we misunderstand? Taking a trip with your girlfriend and leaving your wife behind. You even used your parents for your lie. Jack couldn't say anything back, cornered by his uncle. His father, too, stepped in front of him and said, "Jack, I'm ashamed to have a son like you. And you show up dressed like that at your own mother's wake. I no longer consider you my son. I'm cutting ties with you. Of course, you're terminated from your job." Jack worked in his family's business. He had never been able to keep a job anywhere. He was actually fired from the company where we met after making numerous mistakes. His dad and uncle saved him then. No, that's not fair. Shut up. You disregard your wife when she falls ill and go on a trip with your girlfriend. You're in no position to complain. Pack up your things at work. Wait. Jack, wearing a cheerful pie biscuit shirt, turned white in panic. It looked like a scene from a comedy, but it wasn't funny. I added more stress to him. Don't come back home anymore. I packed your stuff and sent it to your father's house. What? How could you do such a selfish thing? Why not? The apartment is in my name. Did you forget? I have no interest in sharing it with a cheater. There's no space for you there. I won't even let you in. By the way, I changed the locks so you can't get in anyway. Oh my God. Jack screamed and collapsed on the floor. Afterward, I hired a lawyer and divorced Jack. I got a large sum of alimony from him, as well as compensation from his girlfriend. The girlfriend, who had never imagined being charged, was fed up with Jack and they broke up. He had been spending a large amount of money on her. But after losing his job, he couldn't pay off his credit card debt. He learned from his father and uncle in the end. His father didn't allow him to move back in, so he ended up living in a tiny, shady apartment. His uncle found him a job to help him pay back his loan. But I hear the job is physically demanding. Emily, help me. I'm going to collapse from exhaustion, he lamented over the phone. Really? If you collapse, I'll take a trip to Puerto Rico then, I replied. I laughed at Jack, who was down, and hung up on him. I don't know what happened to him afterwards since I blocked him, but I assume he doesn't have a pleasant life. Years later, I met someone new. He's into wellness and understands my disorder. Maybe he's the one. I've been experiencing those symptoms lately. Perhaps peace of mind is the best treatment. I saw a shy expression as he held out a ring to me. I'm excited about the possibility of a happy future.